Hello and welcome to SparcStart's TA Leader Series, where we talk to leaders around the industries about their perspectives of things they're seeing that are new, new initiatives they've taken, things that are interesting to the community in general. Today, I'm thrilled to have Justin join us. And Justin, let me let you introduce us to our audience.
Yes, welcome, or thank you for having me today. So Justin Hensley, have almost a decade of HR experience, primarily really leaning into the talent acquisition space. I've been with Baylor Scott & White, my current organization, for the bulk of my tenure. But again, happy to be here today.
Great, thanks. One of the reasons I was looking forward to talking to you is that you've really embraced automation and understood that you need to do that to be competitive. Let's start with what was it that made you decide that automation was necessary? What was the catalyst there for you?
Absolutely. So I think it's a couple of things, right? One is, how can we go faster without compromising quality of the talent that we're putting through the process in the workflow? But then also, how can we gain some efficiencies in allowing our recruiters to really lean into those areas where this is a hard to fill role. I need to spend some time sourcing and pipelining talent. So spend more time there and less time in these areas where they're not necessarily needed as much, right? So it was a combination of let's go faster, but also let's gain some efficiencies and allow our recruiters to lean in, being those consultants and advisors as they should be, right? So
were you going from a very slow, antiquated system where you just needed to get it faster, or were you going from good and you wanted to get it to better? Where were you when you started?
Yeah, I would say good to better. I would say good to better, because essentially what we've done is, at the time that a candidate comes in to apply for that job, there are some, the system is asking some questions, and if I answer these questions favorably, at the time that I'm submitting my application, I get to schedule directly with the hiring leader, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're allowing the system to ultimately do what a person may have been doing in the past with a phone conversation. So instead of Maury applying for the job and then Justin reaches out and I'm asking some of these questions about your experience, et cetera, and then I send you to the hiring leader, as soon as you're applying for that role, like, you're doing that yourself, assuming that you do answer the questions favorably, right? So,
and how have the hiring managers responded to that?
Yeah, so it has been a journey, right? It has been a journey, and I say it's been a journey because when you do something new and when you make a change, you do have to make sure you communicate the why. You have to be very intentional with helping everyone understand why the change, what this means to our candidates, what this means to you. And so they actually have embraced it pretty well, right? Now we've been doing this for a while, and so we also, before we launched, we made sure that that they had a seat at the table and that they were alongside us for this journey. So we're not doing this to you, we're doing this with you, and we're doing this for you, right? And so they also helped us design and define those screening questions, because they know what they're looking for. Now we know what the basic qualifications are, in our HRIS system, and it's like, hey, this is what's required for the job. But there may be some other preferred qualifications that may vary across the system, right? And so they helped us design those questions. And so it has taken some iterating, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so we set it up, and we saw we've got some candidates who are coming through that may not have this, or maybe they don't have this. And so that feedback from the leaders has actually helped us to make some modifications and adjustments to now it's very much normal to them. Like, this is now the new normal, right? So
I suspect some of our listeners are going, I would kill to have that kind of participation and cooperation from my hiring managers. I can't get them to look at a resume. What did you do better, brilliantly, or just flat out successfully to get them to the table?
Well, before I answer the question, I will say it was like there was some resistance, right? Everybody wasn't super gung ho and like, I can't wait to do this. but it's just being very thoughtful in that communication and change management plan, and really starting from the top, right? So meeting with the senior most level and getting that alignment there, and then cascading and getting that message to permeate down. And even as we did that, again, some people were like, well, I've got to really see it to believe it. And as they got involved and they, were able to kind of see, wow, like this truly is easier for me. This is a good thing. So yeah.
And presumably they got hires faster and they need their teams fully staffed. That's
Absolutely.
the piece that
Absolutely.
Amazes me. It's like they're the ones that need the staff. As a recruiter, it doesn't really make any difference to you, Jay,
and
if you have it or not.
And we've actually experienced, so within the because this is not for every role, it's for select roles where we're actually using this automation or this particular workflow, but we've seen a reduction in that time to fill by about 30% roughly, right? And then also that that interview to hire ratio went from 8-to-1 to 3-to-1. And so not only am I hiring my people faster, I don't have to talk to as many people to find that talent that I'm looking for, right? So
it's huge, absolutely huge, especially when you've got scarce skills out there. You need to be able to find and connect with the right ones. So get us, what other automation, in addition to having candidates schedule immediately with hiring manager, where else have you been able to take time or effort out of the process with automation?
Yeah, so there's also there's a couple of things. One thing about us is we are really innovative, and we're always willing to try something new and different, and I think new and different, because when you do things how you've always done things, that's not how you continue to accelerate, right? But there is a couple of different areas. So one thing, or one other initiative is we've got some automation that will record conversations with, so let's just say, a recruiter and a candidate, right? And so historically, there's a recruiter, I'm talking to you, we're having this phone screen, and I've got to take notes while I'm trying to listen to what you're telling me. So I'm listening to you, but I'm also really focused on taking my notes so that I can capture what's needed to assess you and to see if I'm going to present you to the leader, et cetera. So this technology is essentially saying, hey, you can really focus on that conversation, and everything that's said is transcribed. So you can see verbatim what was said throughout the conversation, but it's also summarized, right? So we don't need to see everything word for word. Now we can if we want to, but let's summarize the key things of what matters most from that conversation and package that up, and then that's presented to a leader. Because I can take all of these notes and send it to a leader, but nobody's going to read that. Nobody wants to read that. It's not a good use of their time, right? So how can I? So we're having the system to summarize and package that candidate up, and like, hey, here's what matters most from that conversation: experience, skills, etc. And here's that summary write-up, if you will, that I can easily just send to that leader.
And I'm suspecting you're getting better quality interviews out of your recruiters, because not only are they not distracted by taking notes and distracted by trying to evaluate the answers they're hearing, they're also focusing on what question they can ask next for the right follow-up to get to another level. So taking that note-taking out really lets them focus more. Have you seen that happen? Have you been able to measure the increased quality? Or is it just happier hiring managers who have the data they need?
Yeah, so we are a little bit earlier on in our journey with this. So it is more of in that early adopter, innovator phase. We haven't fully rolled it out to everyone. But I will say the team does like the fact that I no longer have to recall certain things. I can go and replay it, right? I can really replay this versus having to remember, hey, I hate to call her again and ask her what she said. I can just go back and listen to it if I need to, right? And so we're excited about that for our recruiters, but we're also excited about maturing in that space and then leveraging that technology for our hiring manager interviews and really having some standardization with what's being asked and even being able to identify bias. There could be some questions that are flagged for bias. And so having reporting capabilities to see where that may be happening helps us know where we need to lean in and perhaps provide some more customized coaching or just have a conversation.
And bravo for you to have the courage to do that. We hear from so many organizations, oh, we can't record it, then we'd have evidence of bias, and that would be a legal liability. Get ahead of it and solve it instead of burying it under the rug so you don't get sued for it. I think if you're taking really productive steps to address it, you're going to have less of a problem. And who knows, you might even get a better workforce for it. Go figure. Okay.
Yes.
Justin, I could talk to you all afternoon. I love what you're doing. It's practical, it's focused. There's a real sense of why you're doing it, what you're getting out of it. And it sounds like the change management process is being managed really well. I'd like to encourage people to reach out to you if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
If they're in the middle of this journey and would like some more insight, I think it's great. I think we can, ideas to raise all boats so that we all become more efficient and do a better job at this, because everybody wins. When the recruiting process goes better, the candidates win, the company wins. It's all around, works for all of us. So thank you for the time. I appreciate it, and look forward to hearing more about it.
Awesome. Thank you again for having me today.